Welcome to Sewing with Maryrose. Watch to see how I use my Embrilliance software and my PE800. Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you how I embroider a t-shirt. I use Embrilliance software for embroidery and digitizing. My friend sent me a DST embroidery file. I uploaded it to my Embrilliance program and it converted it to a PES file so my brother machine could read it. The colors were not correct when it uploaded, so I had to manually change each of the colors in the program. I imported and merged the two files, and then I centered it on a 5x7 hoop size. This design had over 20,000 stitches. Watch to see how long it took my machine to complete this project. I think it turned out great and I'm really happy. Software can help convert files. So it was a file that is not accepted by my machine. My machine is a brother machine, so it takes the PES file. So I can convert any embroidery file to the file that my machine uses, and it does it automatically. It's wonderful. I highly suggest Embrilliance. There are several different options or upgrades you can purchase from them, and I'll leave a link to that in the description below. So let's get started. I'm just going to plug in my little mini iron from Cricut. And I really like this magnetic hoop. I've showed it to you before in other videos. I keep my magnets up here. So let me go ahead and get that going. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. I have my scissors over here, and I will just cut some of this off. So there's these little glue dots on here. You want those to be facing upward, and we're going to, so the little glue dots need to face the wrong side of the shirt so it will fuse together. This file on the Embrilliance software, you could see that my hoop is going vertically. I centered this logo and then I added this on the bottom. So my hoop is going to be oriented vertically. Which way we are going with that. This one here. Use my stabilizer and we're going to put the glue dots facing down. Okay, so I want everything to be nice and flat. I'm using my handy dandy mini iron that I love so much. Use my magnetic hoop. And it's going to be oriented vertically. And I want to make sure that's nice and flat. I have my magnets. I bought extra magnets. I want to say it comes with 6 and I bought an additional 4. I want to make sure everything's nice and flat. So here is my shirt. You don't want to pull too much. You want it to be taut but not too taut, because what will happen is it will start stretching your shirt, and you don't want it to stretch your shirt out. You want it to be even all the way around. So you want to make sure that you get these done the best way you possibly can. So these little holes right here are where they fit into my brother machine. I want to make sure that these are free and clear of anything that is going to catch on that, and it is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll this up so I could get it all out of the way for when it's embroidering. I like to use these little clips, but I just get the generic version. Here we are. Organ ballpoint needles. And I get these off of Amazon. This project is only going to require 3 different colors of thread, which makes me happy. And I have some pre-wound bobbins from Sulti here that I'm going to be using today. Plug it into my machine. It has a USB drive. Some machines have an automatic cable or Wi-Fi. Mine doesn't. I am going to thread my machine. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my USB. It has the file on it that I uploaded from my computer. So I showed that to you on my computer and I uploaded it to here. And there is a little USB port on the side of the machine. So I have this touchscreen panel here on my machine. What you need to do is make sure that there is nothing in the way of this carriage, and it just says the carriage of the embroidery unit will move. Keep your hands away from the carriage. So I'm doing that now, so it will do its thing. Okay, to recall and resume previous memory. So no, because I'm going to use a new program. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this little USB symbol, and I have my file right here. It says forward rebels _ and rebels embroidery. So here is my project. I am going to set that as my project. I have it on a 5x7 hoop, and if you could see this little, that's how it's going to turn out. In the picture it's oriented vertically. I am going to slide my project in here. And you want to make sure everything is nice and flat. I actually put that in upside down, so let me twist this around. Okay, so everything's nice and flat. These 2 holes go right over this. You pull this little lever back. Here's the project. My first color is going to be black. And here's my black thread. So here is my spool stand. I'm going to use that for my thread. So it just fits on over here like so. And I just thread it here through the top, and you want to make sure that it is telescoped out as much as possible, which it is. I just put that on the side, and then you just thread your machine as you normally would. So I like to hold on to my thread as I am pulling it through, and you could feel when it has good tension on it. Now I'm going to get rid of this needle that we have in right now, because to a ballpoint needle that I showed you earlier from these organ needles, of switching out your needles for every new project. I don't do that. If I'm doing some of the same things, I will tend to leave it on there for a little bit. Personal preference, I could tell, and sometimes you'll have more problems with your thread or your project, and I like to watch my project as I'm going to make sure that if I am having any trouble at all, it will be able to be corrected. So I just trimmed off the edge of the end of the thread, and I'm just threading my needle here. And this does have an automatic threader, but I don't ever use it. going to put down, coming up through the bottom. I'm going to hold on to this thread up at the top. I'm going to lift it back up again, and as you can see here, it pulled through my bobbin thread. I'm just going to pull on that a little because I want to make sure that my project starts off right. To raise, I didn't have to raise anything. So now I'm going to put my hoop onto this hoop holder on the carriage, and I want to make sure everything's laying nice and flat. Okay, so there we go. Everything's nice and flat. My threads are to the back. I don't have anything in the way. You could also use some clothespins to keep all of this bulk out of the way. You just want to make sure that nothing's in the way of your carriage. I'm going to be getting these things out of the way. And I have my colors lined up here. And I only have 3 colors for this, so that makes it really nice. You want to make sure that your project's nice and flat, nothing's in the way. And then what you do, finally, is we are going to start your project. So I hit end edit because everything looks the way I want it to look. And now I'm going to hit embroidery. And I start off with black, it tells me, because I changed everything. And I'm going to put my foot here down. And I'm going to push the button. Now it's turned green, so I can push and start. So this particular part is going to take 4 minutes. So it looks like this project is going to take a total time so far, because I have it on very slow, it's going to be so far 25 minutes so far. So it's going to take quite a long time. Project when I converted it to the PES file. So now I'm going to finish the project. I'm loading my next color, which is red, and I'm holding on to my thread as I'm threading it through my machine. This next color is going to take 5 minutes. Here is the finished product. It turned out pretty nice, and I'm happy with how it looks. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to watch more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button and share, comment, and like, and let me know what other videos you'd like to see in the future. Thank you.